Hello and welcome back to video number 3. And this particular video we are going to discuss about the basics of profiling. So this is step 1 when it comes to figuring out who your perfect buyer is and what do they look like. So to do that, I want you to get access to the list of websites that you copied earlier and go to a website called Alexa.com, as you can see right here. That is Alexa.com. So if you go to the site, you will notice that they have a free version which is limited, and they have a paid version which gives you all the data that you need. But for this case, you really don't need the paid tool. You can utilize the free version itself. So let's go ahead and plop the websites that we found in the previous video into Alexa.com. So I'm going to go ahead and copy gardeningnowhow.com in here. We're going to paste it. We're going to click on find. And here we go. Now, as we can see, the rank is 3,000 and the global rank is 15,000. Basically, the lower the number, the higher the rank. So we know right off the bat that gardeningnowhow.com is getting a ton of traffic. Now, as you can see, this is for advanced plan only, but we really don't care about this right now. What we're looking for is where is our perfect buyer and who is our perfect buyer. So we can see that our potential buyers for this particular website is within the United States, followed by India and the UK. But the majority, 72%, is from the United States. Now, that might be because they are utilizing a specific traffic source. We don't know. It doesn't really matter too much right now. So if you scroll all the way down to the very bottom, you're going to see audience demographics. And this is the data that we want. So opening up our notepad here, right underneath the website, I'm going to jot this down. So we can see gender is female. So it looks to me like it's about a good amount female. And males are underrepresented, but males still do gardening as well. So we can say males, but maybe about 20%. And then females are guesstimate about 80%. So as long as we know that the major demographic in this case is female, we know that we're probably going to speak directly to females. We can see browsing location is at home. So that's a good sign. That means that they are at home. They're not on, the work computer. And that also tells us that if they're more likely to buy something, or if they're on their home computer, than if they were on their school or work computer. So that's a good sign. We can say browsing location is home. And then, of course, the education is, it looks to me like, mainly graduate school and some college followed by second. So I'm going to copy these two over here. So we can say primarily, say number 1 and number 2, second place, some college. So we know that they are quite well educated types of people in this case, as far as education goes. So they definitely have graduate school. They probably have master's degrees and some sort of college, bachelor's science or basic degree. So in knowing that, we are going to have to speak intelligently to this somewhat educated market. So this is kind of painting a picture here. Let's do the same thing with garden guides. And the reason why I like to do this is because I want to see, is it consistent across the board? If it's not consistent across the board, then maybe there's something different about these specific websites. So I'm going to go back up to the top, the exact same thing. Type in gardenguides.com, scroll down, looks like a high traffic website, but we're really more in tune about this. We can see female, some college and graduate, and home. So that's consistent, right? So we don't really need to jot that down, but we can say same thing. Let's do the same thing about the helpfulgardener.com. And it's a good sign whenever everything is consistent, because that means that you're getting the right data. Now, when we look at this, it's a little bit different. We can see helpful gardener, same home. A female is still the majority, and we can see that it's mainly college, and yeah, college. So, and males are still less, but at this point, we're looking at helpful gardener, and we can see that helpful gardener actually, it pretty much adds up, but we can see that there's still males, and males are moving up in that section. So we want to figure out, okay, why is that case? You know, I'm really interested in thinking, why is that the case? Well, if we look at helpful gardener one more time, we can see winner of Business Week's magazine Best of the Reward. So maybe because Business Week may have a lot of males as a majority and might be coming to this website. So depending on the traffic source, that can reveal different things to us. Now we look at how the site is laid out. We can see flower gardening, garden design, garden forums, gardening tips, gardening. So another thing we can do is, let's see if we can find some sort of garden forum. So I'm going to type in garden forum. And we know there are different types of gardening as well, but let's just go to forums.garden.web.com. So let me just try something real quick. This may not work. Typically you have to enter the main site, not a subdomain, but let's just do this anyways. Okay, so as you know, forums typically are where most of your hyperactive people go. People that talk a lot, people that are very passionate about whatever market it is. So if you can find a forum on a website and then put that into Alexa, that is going to tell you who your hyperactive audience is. So now we can see that it is back to the females being the majority, college, some college, and home seems to be consistent across the board. So this specific strategy and method is really revealing to you, is it consistent across the board? Now that we know that it is indeed across the board consistent, we can pursue it to the next step, which will be the next video as we dig further into the demographic itself. Like, you know, what do they look like, kind of thing. Now, let's say, for example, that you enter two websites and they're totally different. Like one is male and one is female. If that is the case, then I would look at the website and then I would ask yourself, which website actually fits my product and service? Because you'll find out, even in the same niche, in some cases, certain websites are really geared towards males, while other websites may be really geared towards females. So that way, that's how you know what is going to be your perfect buyer, is look at the website. Is the website fitting what I'm trying to sell? So with that said, let's move on to the next video, and I'm sure you're going to be shocked and amazed by how much data you can find out utilizing this free tool.